This is part two of the Highway 127 yard sales. On this clip, I pick up these two things right here. I always pick up glass that looks like that, like in the knot is what it's called, I think. Those still haven't sold yet, but I think I paid like $3 or $4 for them total. So, I decided to pick it up. The rest of this sale is all like kids' clothing and stuff that I don't really want to get. And then those things, if I was in my area, I might get it for the consignment sale, but in this, that takes up way too much space in the car. So yeah, at this sale, all I pick up is those two glass things. They haven't sold yet, but they should sell for at least probably around $50 or so. Here's a summary. So this was one of the first sales I went to on, I think, day 3 of the 127. I think day 4 I basically did like Cincinnati and did that area. I don't think I really filmed much on day 4, but here's some finds from day 3. The first thing I picked up was those two glass things, the little knotted like sculptures. They're orange and clear in color, I think. They didn't have any marks on them, which made me not want to pick them up, but they were just too cool not to pick up. They're probably not worth as much as I thought they were. I thought they were going to be worth, I've sold some in the past for like $70 for one piece of like knotted, I can't remember what the name is. It was Zanetti maybe, glass or something like that. So yeah, these things are probably going to sell for around 40 to 50, but I only paid $5 for them, and they're not too big, so they should fit pretty easily in a, I don't know if they'll fit in an 8x6x4 box, but they'll definitely fit in a 10x8x6 box with a ton of padding around them. So yeah, that's the find for the first find of part 2. I keep saying day 2, but this is part 2 of 2 for the 127. Let's go on to the next sale. This was another fun sale because I was one of the first people to get to search it, find some Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles and a random military helmet. The fun thing was, this guy was just setting up in this person's driveway. This was his first day of the sale, so I was able to kind of get first pick of some of the stuff he had. He had some decent stuff, actually. Some of it was priced a little high, like the Connect thing. I don't remember what it was, but it was just too much for me to pay, not knowing if it works or not. And the Connect's not really worth too much. Debated the Budweiser sign. I almost got it, but I think he was asking a little too much for my liking for that as well. The helmet was $5. Probably shouldn't have spent that much on the helmet, but I did, so it's mine now, and I still have to figure out how to sell it. Debated on the those guitars right there, but I just wasn't sure. I've never really listed them. I have a lot that never listed, so I didn't want to buy another one and add to my pile. But yeah, here's a summary of what I found at that sale. So this one is actually a decent sale. The Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, that's a mouthful sometimes, figures that were inside this helmet, they sold for around $20. I'll throw a screenshot up there. They actually did sell. It's the first Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles I've sold in a while. Usually those, I don't know, I guess I'm not very good at picking them up. I mean, I paid $3 for those, I think. I paid $10 for everything I got. The helmet right here was $5. I still haven't done anything with it. I don't know what to do with it. What would y'all do? It's got 525, if y'all can see right here. It says 525. Y'all probably can't see it that well. I can't see it in the reflection, but yeah, I'm not really sure what I think it's a military helmet. I'm not positive, but I haven't really found a way to identify what or how or who all those questions about, like what branch it belonged to or anything. It has the little strap, but yeah, if you know any way to identify military helmets, yeah, I don't know. That's the helmet. So, and I also picked up a little bookend. I only found one, unfortunately. This thing right here. I haven't listed it yet. I don't know if y'all can see it that well, but it's like a little, I guess somebody defeating somebody else in battle, I think, or something like that. I'm not sure exactly what's going on with it, but yeah, a little book in there. That was $1. Helmet was $5. I think the turtles were $1 each, so that's like $9, and then I bought something else, I think, for $1. You also saw a PS3 there. I debated picking that up, but I've just been picking up too many and not listing them, and I think he was asking a little too much for that one, so that's why I passed on the PS3 that you saw in the clip. Let's go on to the next sale. This sale was in Florence, Kentucky. I think it was the end of day 3, maybe. I'm not sure, though. But yeah, pick up that little cookbook thing. It was new and sealed, which made me interested in it. There's a bunch of red stuff at this sale. A lot of it was too much for my liking in terms of price. You see a lot of dollars there, but none of those are really worth anything that I could find. And the people were right there up above, so I didn't really want to look stuff up like that. I showed you all the two bobbleheads. This is more me just showing than doing research, obviously, but bobbleheads, I wound up negotiating those, so I'll tell you what I got those for in the summary, but I got a decent deal on those. They weren't really worth as much as I thought they were, unfortunately, but yeah, showing y'all more of the stuff that was at this sale. A bunch of like baby toys and stuff like that I'm not going to pick up at a 127 yard sale, and probably wouldn't pick up back at my house either. But if I had a consignment sale coming up, I might pick them up if they were cheap enough. Like that was 12, I think that was $12. It's just way too much. There's a reason it's sitting there on the last day. A lot of their stuff was a little overpriced, or day 3 of 4. I think they were part of the 127. I'm pretty sure they weren't just doing their own yard sale for, not some people that were on this route didn't even realize it was the 127 yard sale weekend. At least one or two of them that I talked to didn't realize that it was, a full like 600 mile or however long this is yard sale. So just looking at some other stuff, showing y'all what else I saw at this sale. Yes, I probably could have made some profits on some of that stuff that was there, but I decided not to pick it up. So this next clip, I sell some Reds items. I picked up a couple of them, as y'all saw there. I picked up that little cookbook recipe thing. That was me worth around $50 because it was new and sealed, but upon further inspection, it's probably worth around $25 to $30. But still, I only paid $1 for it. It hasn't sold yet. The two bobbleheads, Sunny Gray and some other random dude. Sunny Gray one sold for $8 plus shipping, I think. I'll throw a screenshot up there. It's not really worth much. I paid $3 each for those. It was marked 5. I asked would they take 3 for each one. They said yes. It was, like the 3rd day or 4th day of the sale. So at that point, it hadn't sold for 5. That means it's probably not worth 5. So yeah. Got those. Those are like stadium giveaways and stuff like that, so they're really not worth that much. But I'd like to pay $1 for them, but I did pay 3 for them. So for that clip, I did find probably spent around $10 at that sale when you include everything I got. I also got that little random bobblehead that I knocked over in the clip. I'm not sure what he was worth. I don't remember for sure what he was worth. I still don't know where he is. He's somewhere in the car. I got to find him. But yeah, that's it for that sale. Let's move on to the next one. Here is the next sale. Pick up 2 little plushies. Not really much here. I don't know why I decided to film at this one. Those are like 50 cents each, I think. Y'all can see my shadow of me recording. There's a bunch of Avon stuff at this sale. Avon really isn't worth very much. I'm sure there's certain ones that are worth stuff or are worth money, but I've never been able to find them, and I'm not going to sit here at this yard sale. Like 127 is a sale. Like if you're at your own, in your own backyard and you don't have that many sales that weekend, you can sit there and look up stuff, but with the 127, you're kind of trying to see as many sales as possible. So it's the debate of, do you sit there and look stuff up? Like if I look up an item and I see that's worth a ton of money, then I might sit there and look up some more items. But at this sale, I do open this thing and see what it is. I think it's some kind of perfume. It might have been worth something. I don't know. I don't remember why I didn't pick it up, but yeah, I decided to pass on it. Maybe it wasn't full, or I don't know if I can't remember if I researched it or not after the fact to see if it was actually worth money or not. Maybe I left money on the table there. I don't know. At this point, I don't remember. So here's the summary. So at this sale, I find 2 little plushies for, I think, 50 cents each or something like that. The Elf on the Shelf Arctic Fox probably sell for 15 to 20. It'll probably sell as we get closer to Christmas. It'll probably sell. The little ghost, I'm probably gonna lot up with other Halloween themed Beanie Boos. That's why I like to collect Beanie Boos. I'll collect them for like 25 to 50 cents each and lot them up together just to make sure that I can get a decent return for them. So usually they'll sell for anywhere between $3 and $5 each when you lot them up. So say you have 4 of them, they'll sell for around $15 to $20. To me, that's worth it to pick them up. They're pretty cheap usually. Some people want to charge you more, but usually the thrift stores I go to, I pay 50 cents for small plush. At least the 2 that I go to that I pick up plush at a lot, it's usually 50 cents for small plush. So yeah, I'll do it for 50 cents. But at $1 or $2, no. Goodwill usually charges like $1 minimum for their plush, or $2 for some of their Beanie Boos. It's just not worth it. But yeah, let's go on to the next clip. Here is the last clip for this video. One of the last sales I went to on the 127 route. Pick up some decent stuff here, I think. Pick up some, I'm going to show it in a second, but a Harley Davidson shirt that's a women's Harley Davidson shirt. It was a little too much for my liking, but it's right here on the left. That right there. I kind of racer back, kind of, or whatever you want to call that style. Also have this Nike jacket. I kind of laid it out for y'all. I was the only one at the sale. They'd been going for a couple days, so they were willing to negotiate a little bit. I probably should have negotiated on the Harley a little bit more than I did, because I could have gotten it for cheaper, I'm pretty sure. A bunch of glass, which I'm not interested in. I did break a piece of glass like I did last time. Every single time I've gone in this sale where I went to the highway byway after, I broke a piece of glass on the route. So last time it was like I think it was a Starbucks mug. This time it was a like little vase thing that I don't think it was really worth much that I remember, but I did break it once I got to the cabin. Those books might have been worth it. I probably should have looked more at the books than I did. I did buy some other book whenever I was hanging out with Ken and Jill. I bought some books as well. So, but sets of books seem to sell pretty well overall. If you can find like Animorphs or Goosebumps or whatever CDs, I pass on all the CDs. I think I did actually look at a lot of them to see, but I don't remember what they were asking for their prices. It was probably a little too much for my liking. CDs, I'm not going to pay more than definitely not going to pay more than $1. I don't really want to pay more than 50 cents when I'm looking at CDs, just because CDs really aren't worth that much anymore, in my opinion. I looked up that DVD RW, but sometimes that just depends on the brand. Sometimes they can be worth some decent money, the blank non-recorded CDs or DVDs, but those weren't really worth anything. I did pick up a cool Stanley garage door opener / remote. I'll show you, or I think I'll show you that in the summary, the sale of that. So yeah, I did have at least one item that's already sold from this sale. So this is one of my last stops for the 127 sale. I think I had one more after this where I got some random like baseball glove and some other random stuff that I didn't film because it was only me there and I felt a little weird filming. But this one, I was far enough away from the people that I felt like I could film. First thing I picked up was that Harley Davidson shirt. Probably paid too much for it. I think I paid $4 or $5. I think that's what the sticker said, but it looked like it sold for around 30. So to me, that's worth it. Especially with Harley Davidson has a pretty good sell-through rate. The Nike jacket was only $1, so I picked that up. Obviously, anytime I see Nike that kind of looks vintage, I don't really know what vintage is or not in terms of clothing, but it looked older to me. And then I picked up some other random Christmas stuff y'all saw there. Also picked up a Stanley garage door opener that already sold for around like 20, I think, something like that, $20 to $30, somewhere in that range. Only paid $1 for that, so that was worth it. That sold pretty fast, actually. I should have used that in the Ken vs. 10 challenge. But yeah, that's it for this video, guys. Highway 127 day part 2. I keep saying day. Part 2. And then after this, we'll go to the highway byway sales. I don't remember how much I filmed there, but I did find some decent stuff whenever I went shopping with Ken and Jill. So yeah, we'll get to that eventually. I know I skipped last week. It's been hard to motivate myself to put out YouTube videos lately. Just, I don't know. I felt like doing other stuff. So yeah, that's it for this video. Subscribe and subscribe. Thanks for watching.